Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to JuJu's Journey. In today's video, we're going to do the last stuffing of January 2026. Usually stuff on Sundays, but today is actually Wednesday. We've had crazy weather here. I haven't gone anywhere. Today's going to be one of those days I've got to get out, so I went ahead and said, you know what, I've got to stuff my wallet for the week. And I said I may as well jump on really quick and do this cash stuffing together. I went ahead and cleaned out my bank binder. It's empty. I pulled all the money that went towards my bills. If you watch my videos, you'll know that I like to actually touch my money, pay my electric bill, phone bill, internet, even though it's drafted. I have pulled that money and I've placed it in my bank bag. And what I'm going to do with this money is I'll go through it and organize it, count it, and whenever I have to go and get money out the bank for next month, I'll deduct this from that total. Because I get I'm on a very fixed income of $3,000 a month. So I've cleaned out all of my categories. I ended up having some overflow money, which is fine. It's right here. I think I have $5, $10, $15, $20, $29 in overflow. And I do have some gas money that I did not use, which is a good thing. I think I budgeted $60 for gas, and I've only spent $30 last month in gas. So I kept that money in my gas. And so when I come up with my budget for February, I'll probably just use that gas money. I'll see what happens whenever I fill up my car. But with that being said, I went ahead and cleaned out all of my categories. I went to the beach last weekend, but I used vacation money that I had saved up the previous year, and I did not use any of my money in my cash wallet. So I pulled all of my money that when I did start using my cash wallet last week, and I have a good amount of money left over from my weekly allowance, but part of this is also left over from vacation cash that I did not spend. So we'll count that later. I pulled my change and I've got it in my change jar, and boy, this thing is completely full. I've got to roll it. Last time I rolled money, I think it was like $35 or $45 out of this jar. This should be more because I didn't have enough to do roll more quarters. So I think I had almost $10 in quarters left over. So I'm excited to see how much the change turns out to be. It's going to be exciting. Oh, goodness. It's heavy. I promise. I don't know how that little jar is that heavy. So I'm going to take this cash and I'm going to place it over to the side, because that money is going to be used to do my, I use this for my, I don't even know what you call it, my saving challenges that I have a book just for that. And with my savings challenges, it's only from my cash wallet that the money that I do not spend in that week. So it kind of motivates me to save money, even though I've put it in my budget to be able to use accordingly. Normally I do pull from my bank binder, but I went ahead this morning and pulled the money and put it in my cash tray. I thought that might be a little bit easier. Okay, so before we get started, let me introduce myself. My name is JuJu. Of course, that's my nickname. It was given to me many, many moons ago by a little boy. He was a toddler and he could not say my name, Angela, so he called me JuJu, and it stuck. And I have been JuJu by my husband, my best friend, and my very close friends. And then whenever I became a grandmother, it stuck. And so I became JuJu to my grandmother. So that's why this is called JuJu's Journey. I'm 57 years old. My husband passed away 1 year and 1 month ago. And this is the first time in my whole entire life that I've actually lived on my own. We met whenever I was 22, and I moved from my home to college to then with a roommate and then in with him. And so now I've lived by myself for 1 year and 1 month. And last January 2025, I started a zero-based budget, and also using the envelope cash stuffing system, and it has worked so good. I will never not do this. I only wish that I had started when my husband and I had just started out. I think it would have meant a lot to us. We had 5 children, so every single penny that we had, we had to stretch to make ends meet. But with that being said, let's just see how I do my cash stuffing. I'm on a fixed income of only $3,000 a month. Of course, with that $3,000, I have to pay my health insurance, my electricity bill, my phone bill, all of the things, and eat and somewhat try to have a life. I am fortunate that I was able to pay off my house in December, which at 57, that's normal. I should have, that was the right time to pay it off anyway. I'm sorry, I have to get a drink of coffee. This lingering cold that will not go away has affected me. So this is my weekly cash wallet. I carry this in my pocketbook. I ordered this off of Amazon. It is 1 year. Actually, it's older than 1 year because I did start tinkering with cash envelope stuffing. So I bet you this is probably 2 years old, and it's held up pretty good. I'm not ready to get a new one yet. But look, I've got a quarter left over. I'll put that over there. But I have, I only use cash during the week. Okay, so let's get started. JuJu, I give myself $50 a week, and that is to pretty much spend any way that I want, with no questions asked. If I want to buy myself something personal, spend it on my grandchildren, spend it on my children, buy something for the house, that's my money. And it's like an allowance, and I try not to spend it all because, this whole journey is about to be conscious about what you spend. But that's kind of like a gift to myself, $50 a week. Groceries, I give myself $50. I know I'm very fortunate because groceries are not cheap, but I eat all of my meals next door with my children. My daughter lives next door. I eat dinner at her home every night, and I'll take this money and buy some things to help create meals at their house. Dining out gets $30 a week, and I try not to spend that, but usually on the weekends I do leave my daughter next door alone as much as I can, so she and her husband can have a weekend without, JuJu being there to eat. I usually just go over and eat dinner and then come home. I don't just hang out. Lunch, $20 a week for lunch. We eat next door with my daughter and my other daughter that works. We each put in $20 a week and buy things to cook at the house. And when the money builds up, then we'll go and grab takeout at a cute little restaurant from time to time. We treat ourselves. So they have not put in their money. Well, actually, one daughter did. So I've got my money, my other daughter, and then one's got to still put her 20 in. And like I said, today's already Wednesday, so we only do this for one more day. So we'll have a good amount left over from next week, for next week, when we add more money. So then we'll actually get to go do a good lunch one day. And, you know, we just eat sandwiches, things like that during the week. And miscellaneous, I give myself $10 and $10 for miscellaneous. Basically is if I've spent too much on lunch, no, not lunch. If I spent too much on dining out, let's say my bill was $32, then I can come to miscellaneous and use part of that 10. And also another thing that I do in my cash wallet is anytime I receive a $1 bill back in change, I put my money, my ones right over here in this area and save them and try not to use them to go towards my savings challenges. And then at the end of the week, any money that's left over in any of these envelopes, I pull and also put towards my savings challenges. I do not pull lunch money, and I do not pull giving. And giving is a new category that I started this year. I'm going to put $5 in it. And that is for, and if I want to give somebody an extra tip, if I see somebody I think that's in need and I want to give them some money, then I have it already saved to give. So right now I have $15 saved. I'm trying to let it build up just a smidgen. But I did give a delivery guy a $5 extra tip. I tipped him on the app, but I gave him an extra $5 because the weather was kind of crappy that day. Actually, it was sleeting. We don't usually have sleeting weather in South Carolina. So it was sleeting when he showed up at my house to deliver DoorDash, and I felt really guilty. So I went and grabbed $5 to add to his already tip that I'd given him on the app. So anyway, that's my cash wallet. This will go with me throughout the week, and I only like to use cash. I try not to use my debit card unless I absolutely have to. And remember, when you're doing this cash journey, you do want to keep enough money in the bank in case you do use your debit card or you have drafts that come out. You do not want to become negative in your banking account, okay? You do not. Do not overdraft. You have to, plan accordingly. So I went ahead and pulled my cash that I'm going to stuff for this week. It is the last week of January, and I've only been doing it for 1 month. I cleaned out all of my binders to a zero balance, just like we were starting over. So that's exciting to watch this money start building up, So house taxes is going to get $25. And let's see what that, $25 for house taxes for 2027. I saved house taxes for 2026 last year. So this is going for this will not be due until December actually. So we've got 20, 40, 60, 80, 85, 90, 95, $100 saved up for house taxes. And let's make sure that my Yep, 100. I'm telling you guys, when you do this journey, budget sheets are a must, okay? They're a must because you're human, and you will absolutely put cash in the wrong envelope from time to time, and then you'll be so confused, like, how did this happen without, you know, your cash trackers? And if you take money out of an envelope, deduct it, do the math, write it down. I don't know if I told you, but zero-based budget means you take every penny of your money and give it a job. So basically you are spending your money before you have a chance to spend it on things that you shouldn't spend it on. And of course, you're going to spend it on the most important, high priority things first, right? So like house taxes, that's a must. So instead of coming up in December and having to pay like $1,200 in house taxes, I'm already going to have a little bit of money each week going towards that. So when that hits, I'm not looking for, $1,200. It won't hit me all at one time. I've already spent it for my future, if that makes any sense. House insurance, boy, I got my bill for this coming year, and it's a woozy. I don't know if it went up. I have to go and talk to them, but it's crazy. I had saved last year for this year's house insurance. Is due in February, so this is reality going to be for 2027. So house insurance, I put $50 in each week. As of right now, that's what I budgeted for January. So we should have $200. So we have 50, 100, 150, 200. I am still in my house coat, guys. This weather has made me turn into a hermit. $20 for car taxes. And like I said, this is for 2027, not 2026. 20, 40, 60, 80. The money that I saved last year for this year's car taxes, all of the money that I saved, I have sitting in a high yield savings account, earning 3.3% interest, something like that. It's unbelievable. I don't have a lot of money in it as of right this moment, like $5,000, and I'm getting $13 a month interest. That's a whole lot better than my local bank. And I use Ally. That's a lot of channels. That's what they recommended, and I did. I went and downloaded the app. I got signed up. It was very, very, very easy. So I will definitely put that link in my description if you want to go check it out. It interacts with your own personal checking account, so I can transfer money back and forth from my local bank to Ally Bank. But also there's options. You can also just bank with Ally and get a checking account, a debit card, all of that. Me personally, I just chose the savings account at this time. Car insurance, I give $40 a week. And I should have 160. Let's see. 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. 120, 140, 150, and 160. Y'all, that's only in 1 month of saving. Isn't that crazy? It just kind of keeps adding up. Tax prep, I only give $5. Like I said, that's for 2027. 5, 10, 15, and 20. I think I've told y'all that in my last couple of videos that I paid like $450 to get my taxes prepared last year at H&R Block, and I have simple taxes. I don't know if it was different because my husband passed away. It's just crazy. Amazon Prime, I have not stuffed that for 2026 yet. House maintenance is going to get $5. My house needs way more than $5 worth of maintenance. But right now, I'm not saving for big issues. I'm trying to save up for my emergency fund first and get a couple of months ahead. But this is for little things like house filters for your air conditioning unit. I do want to paint. I still haven't painted, so I might use some of this money to buy a gallon of paint whenever I save up enough money for a gallon of paint. But right now we have 5, 10, 15, 20. $20 in house maintenance. Or, who knows, I might use wish list for that money combined with house maintenance. Car maintenance gets $5 a week. And that should put me at 20 with car maintenance. 5, 10, 15, 20. And like I said, I started out with 0 for this. I have what I saved last year in that Ally savings account, but I did not put a placeholder here. I just decided I'd start out fresh because, like I said, I am trying to get 6 to 9 months ahead. And my car is new, and I have the only thing I may need would be a tire or something like that in the future. So I can probably save that, and if not, use part of my emergency money towards that. But right now, I'm starting over with car maintenance. Emergency gets $5 a week, and that has nothing to do with me trying to get 3 to 6 months ahead. That's just like, I'm just saving up in case something comes up. I can pull from this emergency fund first before dipping into money that I saved from last year. Medical is going to get $5. Same difference there. I went ahead and put it in my emergency fund in the bank so I could start over. 5, 10, and 15, and 20. So this would be like if I had to buy medicine, pay a co-payment at the doctor, things of that nature. Savings, $5, same difference. 5, 10, 15, 20. You know, you have to give every dollar a job, and that doesn't mean that something's not going to come up. And before I take it out of my high yield savings account, I would certainly come and look at some of my envelopes first, because that's what I'm saving for, things of that nature. Okay, month ahead. Hopefully I will stick this to month ahead, and I won't have to pull it for anything else. I've got $20 in month ahead. I added $5. Personal care. Of course, you know, we all have to have personal care, deodorant, razors, shampoo, conditioner, all the things that we have to have. I do buy in bulk, so I'm good on those things right now. So hopefully this will add up before I need to buy something else, because personal care items are expensive. $20 isn't going to quite cut it. Vet and pet, they get $5. I'm going to have to beef this up because, you know, I have 2 dogs that go to the vet once a year. 5, 10, 15, 20. And it costs more than $5 a week. And plus, if there was an emergency, that's not going to quite cut it. But that's all I can fit into my budget this past month. Okay, next we're going to do, those I call my high priority, because those are things that are very important that you have funded. This is clothes. I give myself $5 a week for clothing. I'm not a big clothes shopper, so that works just fine. So whenever I do decide to buy something, I should have it. So I've got 20 saved up for clothes. Entertainment gets 5. Entertainment for me is 5, 10, 15, 20. That's if I'm invited to a cookout or somewhere that I'm going to go and I need to bring an hors d'oeuvre or make some type of food, or if I want to grab a bottle of wine, something of that nature. Vacation is going to get 20, and unfortunately, my next little vacation is coming up in March, and I'm not going to have enough money by putting $20 a week in. So maybe I'll have to use my, I may have to fund it with my money saving challenge. So right now we have 20, 40, 60, 70, 80. It's only going to be an overnight trip. My daughter's getting married in Charleston, but my hotel room, which I absolutely love this hotel, is like $530 for one night. But it'll be worth it. The hotel's wonderful. Gifts, $5 each week. And this is for, you know, if you get invited to a baby shower or wedding shower, have to buy a wedding gift or a little birthday gift for someone that's not in your immediate family. So I've got $20 saved up already for gifts. Wish list is $5 each week. And right now, I do not have anything that I'm wishing for. So there's 10, 15, and 20. Last year, I had a computer on that list. So I haven't really come up with anything in particular that's on my wish list. But I'm going to save, and maybe it'll hit me. Hopefully I won't have to pull this money to help pay for the vacation. Because I really would like to get that wish list built up. Lawn and Garden's going to get $5. Last year I did not do a single thing in my yard. $5 is probably not going to be enough to get me started when springtime hits, but it'd be better than nothing. So right now I've got $20 in Lawn and Garden. I'll be able to buy a bag of potting soil right now. My daughter, like I said, is getting married, and it's going to be a very simple ceremony. And I'm putting, I think, $15 a week towards that goal right now. And it's not much, but that's all I can do, and she understands. So that's better than nothing, right? So we have 50, and I did carry this money over, y'all. I did not start out with zero in January. I started saving, I guess, $10 a week whenever she became engaged. So 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110, 120, 130, 140, 150, 160, 165, 170, 175, 180, 185, 190, 195, 200, 205, and 210. So I've got $210 that she can use towards her wedding, or that's going to be part of her wedding gift, probably to help buy them dinner that night. She's going to do like an elopement package that we actually get to go watch. Adventure's going to get 20, and adventure to me is spontaneous day trips, whether it's a 5K or going to a town and eating lunch and going thrifting just to see something new. I do want to take a train ride to go eat lunch, go to a different town. I think that would be fun. So that would be, this is what's considered adventure. Like when I went and did that 5K in October, just to go enter in the 5K and gas and everything that we did that day, it was over $100. So it's not cheap by any means to go walk or run in a 5K. So you need to plan accordingly. So we've got 20, 40, 60, 65, 70, 75, $80 towards adventure. And right now I'm not going to do too many adventures. It's too cold. I don't do the cold good or the hot heat. So, you know, my adventures are at a low right now. Easter, I started these categories this year. Last year, I did not plan accordingly for these holidays. So I put $5 a week for Easter, and I have $20. Hopefully by Easter, I'll be able to help do lunch. Help buy lunch for Easter. And maybe even possibly get the kids a little Cersei for their Easter basket, my grandchildren. Thanksgiving, I'm going to do the same. I might have enough money for Thanksgiving that I won't have to stuff this all year long. Like whenever I feel like it's capped, we'll put fully funded. So we've got 5, 10, 15, 20, and that's going to be to help buy Thanksgiving food. And I'm not the only person that buys it. All of my children are grown and we all chip in. So I don't have to, you know, supply the whole entire meal. And Christmas is the same. And this is only for Christmas food. But last year I was like, oh my gosh, I did not save for this. And I could really tell it took a big chunk out of my what I had saved in my checking account. And then we did adopt a Christmas child last year, and I want to continue to do that. I want to give money to the fire department because they adopt over 100 children. And I also want to do more with monthly giving. But I did not fund that or budget that for January. So we'll start that at another time. Okay, so next is my grandchildren and my children. This is for birthdays and Christmas gifts. Like I said, I have 5 grandchildren. And I have 5 children, and all of my children have significant others. So they're all in this binder. So I give my grandchildren $5 a week for their birthday and Christmas gifts. And I also only stuff $5 a week for my children and their significant others. Let me show you how cool this is. This one, his birthday is February 2nd. So I already have his 100 for his birthday right there that I used. I saved up doing $5 a week. So he had 500 for Christmas, and now he's got 100 for his birthday. And now I'm saving right now, starting for next Christmas and his birthday. So I've got to get this money out to him and his mom. They share the same birthday. Isn't that fun? And so right now, each of them have $20 going towards 2026's birthdays and Christmas gifts. And like I said, I put the children and their spouses in one envelope. And that is the end of my weekly envelope cash stuffing. I am all taken care of. Now I've got to sit down, do a budget, because February is going to be here in just a few days. And now the fun part. We get to put the money that we did not spend. And like I said, this is a little bit different because part of this is leftover vacation cash. Like, I would never have that many ones, you know. But I'm not going to put it back into the vacation. I'm just going to put it towards monthly challenges. I mean, my saving challenges. Okay, let's count our ones. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29 ones, y'all. That's amazing. That makes me so excited. So let's mark these off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, and 29. Yay! So we only have 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 more dollars before we have saved 60 ones. That's a lot of ones in 1 month. Those are ones that I did not spend. I'll do everything in my power to get a 1 back, y'all. Even if I have a 5 and a whatever, I'll make sure I give something that I get 1s back. A bill whenever I pay in cash. Because this whole journey is really about saving money, right? That's the whole point of doing this, is to get ourselves out of debt, is to give us freedom to live. I promise you, if I did not do this journey that I'm doing, I would not even be able to think about going and getting a hotel room in Charleston. Because I would have, because I'm on such a tight budget, I would have probably like gone to the grocery store once a week at Walmart and bought groceries, and then probably walked by the clothing aisle and saw a sweatshirt or something of that nature and said, oh, I need that, and grab it and spend $20, and then maybe run by and see a little toy for my grandchildren, pick that up without even thinking about it. Because I would just swipe that debit card and I would know that I had $600 in my checking account after my bills were paid. And I wouldn't think about it. And then when the time would come to pay my car taxes, who knows, I may not have even had enough money. But now that I use cash, you know, I can save up to buy my grandchild a toy, or I can go to gifts. I can do something. I can plan ahead. And plus, that's not what they need. Like, I can take JuJu's, my weekly spending, and buy a toy with that. Or if I want to buy a sweatshirt, I could do that without even thinking about it. And then it's not going to hurt anything towards my future because I've already spent it. It's the most wonderful thing ever, y'all. I highly recommend using the system. After only 1 month, you can kind of see it growing. But when we're in it, like month 3, especially the 6th month, you're going to be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I've done this good. So if you're just new at this journey, stick with it. You're going to be amazed, okay? Especially when you start having to consolidate your money because your binders are so thick that you can't close them. That's going to give you so much joy. And then also whenever you decide, okay, I've got to put some of this in my savings account and put placeholders in, you're just going to be so proud of yourself. So proud. So the money that I did not spend last week out of my cash wallet, and plus some residual from vacation cash that I took, we've got 20, 30, 40, 50, 55, and 60. So we've got $60 that we're going to use on here, or mark off on this. So we've got 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, and 60. That's amazing. So let's count and see how much money we have saved this month, in 1 month, by not spending all of our money. I could have spent all that money on vacation, you know. And I didn't take a whole bunch. Did not take a whole bunch at all. But I did not, and so now I get to save it for something more important. So we've got 20, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 95, 100, $105 in our towards this $300 savings challenge. Isn't that cool? I'm so excited. And you know what this makes me want to do? It makes me want to fill this up. So this week well, of course it's Wednesday. There's no way I'll probably spend all that cash. But it makes me want to, like in February, since I know I'm going away in March, and I don't have enough money quite for my Charleston trip. You know, I'm still going to have food and things of that nature. It just makes me want to not spend money in February so I can fill this whole sheet up. And fill this one up and start over. And take this cash and put it towards a sinking fund or put it somewhere. It just makes me want to save more money. You know? So now my game is try not to spend all the money in my cash wallet, you know? Maybe I won't go out to eat lunch over the weekend. You know? Maybe I'll get a Tostitos pizza and cook it at home instead. You just never know. It just makes you think a lot differently. But anyway, thank y'all for watching. I think I told you today is January 28th, 2026. I'm a little bit late to the game. I haven't posted any videos because it's been horrible weather. And I've had this horrible cold that just will not go away. Everybody that I'm talking to is doing the same exact thing. I don't think I told you, I did take all my receipts out, scanned them into my Fetch Rewards. It's building up. I'm excited. If you do not know about Fetch Rewards, I'll put that in my description. It's an app that you scan all your receipts and they give you points. And you get to redeem those points towards gift cards. It can be local gift cards. It can be Amazon gift cards. To use any way you want to use them. So why not let the money that you're already spending give you more money in a different way? So I love it. So if you actually go to my Fetch Rewards in the description and sign up under that link, I think you get extra points and then I'll also get extra points. So y'all think about doing that, okay? So I need y'all to do something very important. Give me a thumbs up. Please like and please subscribe. And leave me a comment, please. Okay? Thank you. I'm trying to get 50 subscribers. Y'all have a great day. Thank you for watching. Bye.